Oftentimes, it's very important that you understand who and what you are foundationally so that it informs how you live your life. Man is a spirit, he has a soul, he lives in a body. Man is a spirit, he has a soul, and he lives in a body. If you are somebody who is a little bit studious with your scriptures, you will realize that in the book of Genesis, God created man. So he created man. But again, when you read further, you see that he says, male and female created he them. Which means that when we look at the composition of who a man is, a man actually comprises of male and female. So he created man, but he had not formed man. So when he formed man, we saw the male and the female aspect of man. So man is foundationally a spirit, has a soul, and lives in a body. The only reason why I'm able to come to you, the only reason why I'm able to exist in this plane is because I have permission to exist here by means of this body. The day this body lays itself down to rest, then my spirit transcends into a different place. So it's important to understand that man is a spirit, he has a soul, and he lives in a body. This leads me to talk about today's topic on the art of self-care. The art of self-care. How do you take care of your mind, your body, and ultimately your soul? You know, your mind, body, soul, spirit. How do you take care of yourself? How do you take care of you? It is very, very, very important. What really is self-care? It's important that we establish what self-care is. I'm somebody who is a huge preacher of the fact that we live in a world of duality. Now, in this world of duality, we have male and female, like I started off with. We have hot and cold. We have light and darkness. We have up and down. So we live in a world of duality where we see duals with almost everything. So it's important then to understand that in this world of duality, there are things that then happen in a different plane that actually affect the other plane. And so the interaction is that in this world of duality, male and female feed off each other. Hot and cold exist together to make our life in a balanced state. So in this world of duality, what it actually means is that it creates a certain level of balance for us. Very, very, very important stuff. So we have original and we have fake, we have good and we have bad. It carries on. Again, it's important for you to understand that our world as we have it is actually in 4 different quadrants. The 4 quadrants are the mind as we have it. So we have the emotional world, we have the physical world, we have the mental world, and we have the spiritual world. So emotional world, physical world, mental world, and then the spiritual world. What is self-care? Self-care is our ability for us to make sure that we are paying attention to our emotional world, our mental world, ultimately affecting our physical world. Very, very, very important conversation for us to have, because for lots of us in our generation, and for me, it becomes more scary because I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and he was telling me that his little niece who stays with him, who is just 17 years, started saying that she's beginning to experience suicidal thoughts. And for me and him, this came to us as a shock. I mean, 17 years, your fees are being paid for, your food is being catered for, your transportation is being catered for, you get upkeep money, you don't buy data. There's really nothing of the cares and the woes of this world for you to worry about. What really is making you consider suicide? And the more we probed further and started having conversations with this young chap, we realized that this young chap, as we have it, is actually feeding off a lot of negative vibes of social media. And so she's beginning to feel that she's not enough. She's beginning to feel like all her 17-year-olds who are doing ecstasy pills and doing drugs and all of those things are important than her, or are experiencing life than her. It took a while for us to rewire her mind and rewire her engineering for her to understand that as young as she is, she needs to discover her purpose, focus on the things that are important in life, and make the best out of it. But here she was actually entering a state of depression simply because social media was peppering her. How do we protect our young ones How do we protect the minds, the souls, and the spirits of our young ones from all the decay that's out there in the world? This is a conversation that actually I will love to have with a lot of people, a lot of elderly folks, married folks, parents, so we can actually come up with some form of thesis. How do we protect these our Gen Z folks? It's a conversation for another time. But today we're looking at the art of self-care. What are some of the things that you can do to protect your mind? What are some of the things that you can do to protect yourself holistically? Now, when it comes to the self-care that has to do with the mind and the spirit, one of the things that I would say you should practice is meditation, because meditation stills your mind down and it helps you focus. And then meditation, as we have it, profits your spirit. And so if you've not watched my content on the power of meditation, there's a video that is on this very same channel that you are on. I speak about meditation, how to go through it, the various kinds of meditations, how to practice it. I've already recorded numerous testimonials from my students and my mentees and people across the world who have watched that content. You want to go and search for that video and watch. It will do you a lot of good. One of the ways by which you take care of your mind, one of the ways by which you take care of your spirit is by meditation. All in all, it comes in to affect the overall well-being of your body. How do you take care of your body? You take care of your body by bathing regularly. Some of you cannot bath twice a day. The spirit that will not let you bath twice a day. As you're watching this, I pray that it leaves you. Bathing is, the Ashantis have a way, they say, meaning that bathing is actually medicine. I've seen people who were not feeling well, they ran some cold water on their bodies and they started feeling energetic. And so bathing is something that does your body a lot of good. And so you want to pay attention to that. Another way by which you take care of your body is to make sure that you are eating right and, at least doing some cardio and exercising. It's very, very important. But when it comes to your mind, you need to make sure that you're practicing a lot of meditation, you're doing a little bit of reading, you're engaging the minds of other people. One of the ways by which you practice self-care is when you also seek for professional help. It's something that in our day, when we say that somebody has a psychologist or somebody is seeing a psychologist, people tend to think that the person is mad. But far from that, I have somebody I go to who is not my pastor, who is not my spouse, who is not my friend, a professional therapist that I go to sometimes so that I can get certain things done. And you see, professional help is very different. And oftentimes, I can count the number of times professional help has saved me from taking some wrong decisions or has drawn or brought me out of certain situations that I found myself in. And so it's important that you pay attention to you. Remember that you can only empty a bottle of water because there's water in it. You cannot empty a bottle of water that has no water in it. You can only empty a bottle of water because there was water in it, which also means that you can only give of yourself because you are full. And so sometimes it's important that you take some break, refuel, recuperate, make sure that you are being somebody that is constantly full so that you can constantly give. And so I hope that this content has blessed you. Like, share, comment. This particular content is a personal development content. A lot of the times, if you're going to focus on some of these things, you will worry less. And so lastly, when it comes to the mind, something that a lot of people do, which is not a self-care hack, is that a lot of people worry, a lot of people think. There's a scripture that I found. It says that, which one of you added a cubit measure to his life by worrying? Worrying literally adds nothing to you, it just drains from you. And so it's important that you become mindful that you do not worry a lot, because it does not grow you. And so I hope once again that this content has blessed you. Subscribe to this channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. My name is Moses B. Arthur. Love and light. Cheers, guys.